because they look dope as hell in the meantime. But yeah, okay, great. So you've got a special gun in reserve, and otherwise you're using that. I think, Laura, for the ease of kind of lore, we'll say that in addition to what you've stripped off your compatriots, enough of the ATV or the armor.
I have 82 copper. I should probably go back.
Are we talking Chimera, like a tank stomp, or are we talking Torox, like the truck that's armored? And
we're talking like a stripped down Rhino, so probably a Torox.
Nice.
Because no, it's not a tank. There's no tanks down here. No tanks per cent, which is again a significant detail. But yeah, so very much an armored troop transport. Enough of its guts have been fine to like continually charge your Hellgun pack, although it has been getting weaker over time. I think on this day of days that we meet you, I think after a particularly rough battle, you've realized you're being hunted, which I mean has happened a few times in past, but I really do feel like in a lot of ways you're like I was thinking this a little bit like Schwarzenegger in Predator, where it's just like you've just set up a number of traps to fall back to in terms of like, well, I'm fighting an insurmountable thing, so like, fuck you, here's some pointy sticks. So you've been able to hold them off for a while, but unfortunately there are some bigger guys coming for you now, and it would seem that oh god, Ryan, refresh my memory. I want to call them
Knobs.
I want to call them Nogs, and I'm like, no, that's that gross beverage I'll probably drink soon. Knobs. So Knobs are basically a step up from regular orc boys. They're the guys who get all of like the cool fancy robot shit. Honestly, Alto would have fucking been fascinated by them because they're basically cyborg orcs who kind of
Cyborgs? Why do they call them cyborgs?
I don't know, man. They should have. They really should have.
They actually have an upgrade you can give to your orc called a cyborg body, which is if they take enough injuries, they become half robot.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
But a lot of like metal plated jaws and that sort of shit. So normally Knobs, there's like one to a unit. Unfortunately for you, you have gained a reputation, a bit of a Baba Yaga, John Wick situation. And as a result, an entire squad of Knobs has been sent to end you, to find and end you. And unlike the average orc boy, they are a little bit cannier. So you get the sense that the day you always knew would come is rapidly approaching. So having come back from a hunt and realizing now that you're being stalked and that this is going down, you've returned one final time. You're making your way towards your little hovel. What do you think is going through Marnie's mind at this point? Is she excited? Is she resigned? What's the vibe?
No, I mean, like, this is what she's meant to do, right? This was the mission. The mission was to put down the orcs, and that's what she's been doing. So this is just another opportunity for her. I mean, desperate as the situation is, she has to fulfill her mission.
Great. Okay.
So fuck these orcs.
Fuck these orcs.
What's going through her head?
Amazing. All right, so your held guns are running dangerously low. You've just been we'll say you've been at it all night, and into the next day. And basically, you know the Knobs are getting closer. Your stuff needs recharging, so you're heading back for one last supply run before your dramatic last stand. So you're a bit tired. I think based on the way you've described her, I imagine being tired for Schwarzenberger is a little bit like someone who really likes working out being tired, where it's like, yes, this was great. I'm tired, but that means I did good.
Yeah.
And also, admittedly, I think, particularly amongst the stormtroopers, there's always been a bit of an attitude of like rest when you're dead, because like ain't gonna be rest till then. So, admittedly, if you need a fucking nap, you can have it probably in a couple hours when you're done. Like, fuck it. So it's with these thoughts running through your head that you finally return home for the last time to find a bleeding man with a rocket pack strapped to him holding your plasma gun vaguely menacingly at you. What do you say?
I point my hell gun at him and say, "Are you an orc?"
Oh, tremendous! I was hoping there'd be humans on this world. No, my name is Lucius Valentine, and I am a member of His Majesty's Holy Inquisition. I imagine this is yours. Yeah. He's like singed. He's just drops the like jetpack off of himself, and he's holding out the plasma gun.
Before we hear what occurs here, Valentine, let's figure out how the fuck you got here, bud. When we last left you, you were sputtering off towards certain doom.
Yeah, my jetpack cut out and I fell 10 meters.
Yeah. So after waking up on the shore, somewhat battered and bruised, having lost your ship and with all hands aboard, what do you think Valentine's mindset was then, in the immediate aftermath of crashing? Given that this is something I know for a fact you will not tell our new friend Marty Schwarzenberger.
So I feel like he would be tempted to be depressed, but he believes that any sort of negative emotion is a sin. So he would force himself to look at this as an opportunity, and he'd like have to talk himself through it and be like, all right, so that may not have been what I expected. That went very, one might say, wrong. But what we learn is something's going to go very right now. Something's going to be very right, and I will find a more useful team that will help me complete my mission. And he's just like, because I think we're by the ocean, right? Like he's just like soggy, and he's like shaking out his hat, and he's checking his gear, and like throws Eugene in the air, and he sort of sparks for a second, but then he flies, and he's like, all right. Get his auspex out. How far away would he be from his flaming crash-landed ship?
Oh, like it kept going for a while. Say this for Acri. Alto did in fact put his faith in the right pilot because he kept that thing up as long as it could. But it is like I'd say probably a couple kilometers down the coast.
Okay, is there anything else he can see? Because that'd be his big thing. Like he's just got to find the good thing that's meant to happen.
You look around and like you can still see orc ships flying sort of through the sky. Luckily, they didn't track you. The ace pilot seems to have pulled off and is kind of, you can see sort of this red Baron orc circling the wreckage, doing a victory lap. And truly in either direction, it's just like full on fucking Planet of the Apes endless coast, just with a giant cliff face behind you. And for a moment, things are somewhat hopeless, until you feel a bit of a cool breeze, which is odd because like the sea breeze around you is kind of humid. But as you turn, you realize that the Emperor has provided for you yet again, because there is a crevice, a crevasse, if you will, that you seem like you could probably fit through. We're going to go ahead and say you don't abandon the jetpack in the off chance that the only way up out of here is to try and boot it up later, but it's not. You're not going to try and fly now. It's more of like a last case.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. He'll lug it around. It's all he's got. All right, so it's time for me to take stock of the situation. I am heavily injured, and my intestines could fall out at any moment. I have a gun. I have a chainsaw. I have an auspex and Eugene. No Rick Estrello today, but you're doing fine. Everyone I brought with me is dead due to a combination of stupidity, disobedience, stupidity, heresy, and an unfortunately large body mass. I have achieved 0 of my goals. But I'm here, and I have a crevasse. I'm going to talk less and go into the crevasse.
And with that, you set out both in search of a way out and perhaps some slightly better help, which is what you think you might be looking at as you hold out a plasma gun to the hulking woman in armor staring you down. Marnie, you've just been reoffered your plasma gun by this injured human. I think he's rough enough that you wouldn't recognize him as an Inquisitor per se. Also, I don't know that you know Inquisitors necessarily. Like you probably know of them, but it's very much like, sure.
To you, he'd look like a commissar.
Yeah, so, like, again, like, someone you should respect, but also, you don't really answer to random guys, but it is strange to see someone down here.
Yeah.
So, yes, he holds out the gun to you and says, I believe this is yours.
You are correct. It is mine. I don't know what happened with the accent.
Okay.
Laura, as a fan of all of our shows and someone who is on all of them, I can tell you the accent is whatever comes out of your mouth at a given time. And
That's how
anyone
that's
who's
how
heard me
all
do any of my
Cadians
accents
sound.
is. Yeah, exactly.
All Cadians sound like this. This is canon now.
Put it on the ground. And step back.
All right. And he'll just like set it down and like give a little bow as the flourish and step back.
Ryan, can you roll me a resilience check, please? You're used to being able to move in certain ways, and as someone who very frequently like pulls muscles in their back and stuff, I'm like, I can move in this way, and I'm like, not anymore. So yeah, you've got some intestines on the verge of popping out. So you do a courtly bow, and let's see if those.
What's my difficulty, Tom?
How many wounds do you have left?
I have 5 wounds.
5 wounds. Okay, great. So I'm going to say your difficulty is 3. I'm going to give you 1 boost for bandages. Obviously, Haldren was able to do some before he died. So you're a little bit patched up. I'm also going to give you 1 boost for recognizing that you need this to go well. I think for all of the like jolly good, we'll just carry on. Yeah, the light is slowly fading here. So, yep, and I think that's it for me.
Great. What's our story point situation at this session?
Given the absolute unyielding clusterfuck of the previous session, I'm going to go ahead and say that it is 3 in your favor, 1 in mine.
Okay, then I will spend 1 of those because I feel like because he believes so fervently that this will go right that his level of confidence that they'll get along somehow is endearing in a weird way. 2 advantage, but 1 failure.
All right, so Schwarzenberger, what is your take on this weird bowing commissar-looking motherfucker?
Well, he put down the gun, so he did what I told him to do. So he follows orders. So he's probably on the level.
Okay. Based
Entirety of thought.
Yeah, I understand. Based on the failure, though, we gotta complicate that a little bit. So I'm gonna say that even though you managed to impress Schwarzenberger, you definitely pop one of Haldren's stitches, and you're gonna take a wound.
All right.
That ignores soak, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's like, put on my refractor field.
Okay,
never mind.
let's
Your
see.
internal organs
I need
respect
bronze, I
that.
think.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
But she does. Schwarzenberger does seem to relax slightly, in as much as someone who's made of muscle and armor can relax.
Did the orcs give you those wounds?
Well, yes and no. This one I just did from the bow, sort of. Other ones came from, well, there was a tiger monster and there was a corrupt administrator. It's been a long journey, but I'm here to save the Emperor. Obviously, you've been sent to me by the Golden Throne.
And I like take a knee and bow.
All right. Respect for the Emperor. Dig it.
Yeah.
Marnie, you knew that this day would come, the day when you would make your last stand. And you thought that last stand would probably be against a bunch of knobs and orcs, and, you just die heroically doing nothing in combat. But now you're realizing that last stand is still coming. But it is a hell of a lot more exciting. Because your last stand is going to be in front of the goddamned Emperor-loving Golden Throne. And so, underneath your helmet, a wide grin spreads across your face. Because it turns out, Marnie Schwarzenberger is going to get to kill a whole hell of a lot more people.
This episode of the Valentine Heresy features Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter as Marnie Schwarzenberger, and our Game Master Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and the Valentine Heresy's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com, DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ads use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. We have merchandise available at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice. And most importantly, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Ave Imperator, and death to all the heretics.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christian Menicola, Long Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, Charles Grams, Christopher Little, Olin Anderson, Sue One, George Dolby, One True Artistry, Orion Birchfield, Lord Abradovic, Noel Lewis, Scott Garland, Anthony Griffin, Zekin X, Jordan Neesmith, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.
Oh, I need to start the new episode.
Welcome back to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. I am Inquisitor Caveat Ventus, keeper of the Inquisition's Black Library, and this is my report on the Valentine Heresy, an actual play podcast set in the Genesis adaptation of Warhammer 40,000's Dark Heresy RPG. This report features Game Master Tom McGee, Ryan LaPlante as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine, Laura Elizabeth as Marnie Schwarzenberger, and Tyler Hewitt as an unknown character. My report shows that Inquisitor Valentine's crew died in a flaming tragedy. Valentine woke alone on a beach before finding a new ally in the Kasserkin stormtrooper Marnie Schwarzenberger. How will these two face off against a squad of knobs that's hunting them? Find out in this episode of the Valentine Heresy.
A memo to the Sergeant of the Glorious Regals, 3rd Regiment. Look, Flavius, I hate to do this to you, but it would seem that a few of your more excited troopers are getting a little too big for their standard issue breeches and must be taken care of. We simply
What?
cannot
I
have
sold the blacksmith hammer.
as you are
What?
well aware.
What can I do
of
for
course,
you?
executing all these people for treason would be highly suspicious,
met.
so I will leave it up to you to come up with a variety of ways
I supply
of getting
only
the
the
unit
finest
back in
goods.
shape.
Safe
Pip,
travels.
cheerio. That's all for me. Love and kisses? I'm just trying something new. Yeah, anyway,
For the Alliance.
men. Goodbye! It is a beautiful day here on the fine planet of
I'm
Lycan.
sorry, I'm a bit
It
busy
is,
right now
you know,
making
misty
horseshoes
as
for
always,
Werner Osgood in
heavy
Lakeshire.
cloud cover, but similar to anyone who's ever lived
Light be
on the
with you.
coast, particularly in like a Vancouver or Seattle kind of zone, you know there's like good gray days and like bad gray days. So this is one of those ones where the clouds are beautiful, sort of white, fluffy mist. It's refreshing, like being in a Pepsi Cool zone. And generally speaking, it's a tremendously good day for the execution of a traitor, which, Tyler, is where you find yourself. One of the men from your unit, who you recognize as an incredibly, what you would have said, like a very good soldier. He's very good. His name is Gareth Scarhouse. And Gareth is honestly like someone you've always been kind of happy to be assigned to units with. He, he's tenacious. He follows orders, and as you have established, you care very deeply about. He gets the job done, and he gets the job done the way the job should be done, which is something that you quite respect. And so you find it odd that this man who you respect and trust with your back on the field is up on the block about to be shot for being a traitor. The entire regiment is in attendance as the commissar... the sergeant of the unit, Flavius Septimus, sort of stands there and addresses the crowd. You are, of course, one of the glorious Regals, an Imperial Guard regiment that, for your taste, is a little overdone in terms of how you dress. For us, think if you've ever seen like the outfit that Prince Charles wears, or William or Harry when they were on like official duty, where it's got like a bunch of epaulets, like weird cord everywhere, bright red, kind of flared, kind of like junk hugging skinny pants into kind of like riding boots. It's basically your standard issue uniform is essentially a dress uniform. That said, the unit is flush. So what you find frustrating about the outfit is made up for by the fact that you've got pretty good toys, and always top of the line las weapons, generally top of the line gear. You've seen other units, and I think Tyler, you may have interacted with them on the battlefield, where it's much more like World War II Russian stuff, where it's like, well, you get the ammo clip and you get the rifle. When he dies, you pick up his gun and you slam that ammo clip in, and if you need to clean it, you gotta pee in it. Whereas yours are, generally speaking, like much more effective, efficient weapons. So you kind of put up with the stuffiness of the uniforms in order to get access to good stuff. So again, you're standing with your squad mates. Of late, you've been on a weird rotation where you've been bumped kind of from squad to squad, and you've noticed this happening kind of across the regiment. There seemed to be a lot of sort of almost deck shuffling going on, but again, not really your concern. The sergeant assures you that this is in the best interest of the unit, and the orders coming from the commissar, and all's well. But all does not, in fact, seem to be well, as Scarhouse is marched up to the block. Tyler, what do you look like as you stand here on this glorious day?
I look bulky, especially in this form-fitting attire.
I will say, based on models I've painted in past, you can have modified this. I think you likely have like a dress jacket in a rucksack somewhere just in case you need it. But feel free, don't be stuck to that.
I do
are
have.
you? Don't let the humans in the
armor more
bazaar
suitable
fool you,
for
lad.
combat.
With the subway those gnomes
But as
built,
this is
it's
a
easier than you might think to
ceremonial
transport
execution, I'm
goods
assuming
from
this is kind of the
Ironforge.
fatigues that you wear
If they
when
try
you're
to
gonna
tack
watch
on
someone get
import fees,
shot
just
in the
tell them
head,
you're
not
going
when
to
you're gonna
buy
be
your
on the front
gear from me.
lines.
Sure.
Staring down some orcs. But I have a large, like oversized mechanical right arm. It is longer than my natural left arm, and it comes to end in just a giant fist, like a wrecking ball of a fist. And I am... the things people say about me is that I'm about 4.5 feet tall and about 4 feet wide. It's not entirely true, but it is the impression that I give. I am just an angry little wide wad of meat that has been packed into this really fancy suit that I cannot wait to get out of.
Inventory is full.
So I'm kind of fidgeting in my ranks.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say a lot of people are fidgeting with you. It's an uncomfortable outfit. Great. Okay, so you're standing there when Private Shortsight, one of the newest members of your squad, kind of shuffles over to you. Not by any effort of yours. The private who has a real name that everyone has just forgotten because of his massive, like, comically big dud glasses. He was called Private Shortside pretty much from when he arrived. He has kind of taken you as in the way that a small yappy dog runs around a giant dog in cartoons as kind of his mentor and protector, despite your best efforts.
That actually makes a lot of sense because I wear glasses too. I wear like those thick-rimmed military issue glasses that are purely functional or form.
Amazing. Okay, great. So he literally saw in you a a companion. So he shuffles up, and he just kind of tugs on your sleeve and says, I can't believe it. I mean, Gareth seemed really good. I watched him kill 3 orcs with his bare hands.
Don't let the humans in the bazaar fool you, lad. With the subway those gnomes built, it's easier than you might think to transport goods from Ironforge.
We're
If they
like,
try
are we
to
like
tack
out of
on
tension, or
import
we kind
fees,
of like
just tell them you're
it's
going to buy your gear
there's
from
a bit of
me.
awkward pomp and circumstance as everything gets set up. Also, I think based on my understanding of the Imperial Guard, executions for treason and desertion aren't that irregular. Like it's not like, oh shit, like it's not like, you know, General Organa is like, all right, we're executing a rebel. It's like, no, this is you know, okay, like we'll stab to attention for the 3 minutes it's going to take for him to put a slug in this guy's head, but for now it's everyone just kind of standing around being a little uncomfortable that this is happening.
So I'll look to, I'm sorry, what was his name?
He's everyone is just taken to calling him Private Short Sight.
Right. So I'll say, well, I don't know, Short Sight, why exactly, Gareth, what's his rank? What's I mean, it's not gonna matter in 10 minutes, but what's his rank?
Honestly, I'm so poor on military ranks that whatever I say is going to be wrong. He's a rank and file soldier, but I would say he's like
corporal.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He's working his way up. Yep.
You can go with trooper if you want to be generic.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah,
sure.
I'll just say, I don't know why Trooper Scarhouse is up there. I agree. He did his job, and he killed a good many orcs. But we'll see what they have to say about him in a minute.
And with that, the sergeant Flavius Septimius steps up, and this is a man who looks like he was born to wear this stupid uniform. He would be like the he's who you would cast as like the snooty British boyfriend of a main character in a rom-com, who we know she's going to ditch eventually for the actual male lead. But you know, perfectly coiffed blonde hair, kind of like walks, less a walk, more a strut. And I think by your estimation, Tyler, a fairly soft guy. Just in terms of like the way he carries himself, definitely someone who commands from the rear and does not, has likely not gotten into a trench in some time.
Okay. So for celebrity casting, Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, I'd say like Patrick Wilson or the blonde dude from he's like the alternate love interest in Devil Wears Prada. He was in, I think, early edition. Anyway, just very like, soft featured, like nice looking guy you'd like to hang out with, maybe date, but like also in terms of an Imperial Guard regiment. And I would say that generally you found that most of the leaders of the Glorious Regals kind of meet this mode. So he kind of struts up to the front and kind of calls for attention, so everyone snaps too, and just says, I know you're all wondering why we're here today. We're here because someone was a traitorous son of a bitch, and we got
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, sir?
Deliver the Imperial justice to you. And there's like general mumbling of like assent. And he says, as is custom, you will be allowed one last line of sentence, some kind of declaration before we put a slug in you. Go ahead. And they kind of like loosen the gag. And Gareth, who I think we'll say is like a Gerard Butler in his prime Gerard Butler type, he just says, I have committed no treason. I I fought with my brothers, my sisters, my people. We killed many orcs. I don't understand why. And he says, that's enough out of you. All you need to know is that we have declared judgment upon you. And may the Emperor have mercy on your black soul. And then Flavius shoots him in the back of the head, and his head explodes as the bolt around enters it, spraying brain and teeth into the
No one's
courtyard.
ever stolen anything out of here. Not in the
And
whole
as
history
the
of
body kind
the
slumps
whole
to his
history.
knees, he says, remember, there are things more important than just killing orcs. We're here with a mission.
What the
and I
hell? Where did
expect you all to do
that
it.
thingy
Now, let
disappear
us all
from?
say the cheer of the glorious Regals. Tyler, what is the cheer of the glorious Regals?
The cheer of the glorious Regals. So that I think because of these fancy uniforms that they have and stuff like that, the cheer is something along the lines of for the glory of the Emperor, ours is an impeccable might. That's what it is.
Great. So he leads it with great gusto. You can tell he loves saying
Welcome
it.
to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial
as is the way
accounts
with a
and
lot of these
safety
things,
deposit boxes
the
for
glory of the
valuable
Emperor,
items.
peace goes real fast.
Do you already have an account
and then
with
he
us, sir?
spends a lot of time on ours.
Have a good one.
And with that, the ceremony is done, and you're all kind of sent back to the mess. That said, you can hear someone calling your name. There seems to be sort of an administrator of some sort, military administrator, but administrator nonetheless, wandering the crowd with one of those like metal clipboards covered in skulls because 40K. Just kind of like calling out a few names, and there's some people following them. But then you hear your name carrying on the wind. Tyler, what is your character's name?
The name Atticus Viz gets called out, and Atticus will turn around and like, right, what's all we staying and like see, and kind of go to see what's going on. As he turns, we get a better look of him. I realize I kind of described his basic shape, but his facial features consist of a great big like soup strainer mustache that flows into big thick mutton chops. He's bald on top, and his basic general facial features and demeanor are those of Les Grossman, like the big fat angry guy played by Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. He's got nasty like blast scarring across the right side of his face. It looks indicative of whatever caused his arm to not be there anymore. Also kind of happened to the side of his head a little bit. He's balding.
Welcome
just
to the
like
Bank
Les
of
Grossman.
Stormwind. We offer
And-
financial
and
accounts and safety deposit
in the way
boxes
that
for
you know
valuable
that that's
items.
Tom Cruise in a fat
Do you
suit,
already
just
have an
everything
account with
about
us, sir?
Atticus is like a little extra dense. Like he's just got a couple inches on him everywhere, like in his like
See you later.
like handed like sausage fingers. His huge fucking metal arm with that's too long for his body. Not that it's like dragging on the floor, but like it goes down to like his like it ends like just above his knee as he's walking around, whereas his regular, your regular hand ends at about his thigh. So he's a little extra proportioned everywhere. So he's kind of larger than life that way, even though he's only 4.5 feet tall.
Listen, Tyler, you really made us walk around to imply that your character has a huge cock. You can just say it up front, and we'll all get it.
He's got blast scarring over his navel, so we don't know. We don't know what's going on down there.
There's like another robot arm with
that's a
fist.
season 2 secret down there. Yeah.
Like any of these characters are going to survive to season 2. It's going to be called like fucking Steve the New Guy heresy by then.
Yeah. Season 2. Tom tells the news story. It's
Season
just
2,
the
Private
called.
Short Sight in over my head. Cool. Also, great. That's fantastic, Tyler. Thank you for that. I'm going to upgrade Flavius to a commander. I made him a sergeant, and I feel like that's dumb. So now he's a commander. Field promotion. Sergeant commander.
I can't carry anymore.
He
That's
used
real
to be
good
your
shooting there,
sergeant.
Flavius.
So the Glorious Regals are similar to how Starbucks points work now. They're a big fan of just giving you a bunch of titles to make you feel more important. So, you know, he's technically a commander, but they also made him a sergeant commander so that he could stay at the commander level for a long time without a pay raise, but feel like he's advancing.
Yeah, he's the impeccable Sergeant Commander Vlavius.
Yes, exactly. That's very funny. That sounds like a Wes Anderson movie, and I kind of want to see it now. The impeccable Sergeant Commander. Oh, God, I hate him
would
so
love
much.
to see a 40K movie directed by Wes Anderson.
Dun, 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 dun. Blam, 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 wah! Yeah, it's just Bill Murray sitting there disaffectedly lit really well, being like, wah?
Bill Murray is Gaskell Thraka.
They just make fucking Jason Schwartzman a Necron, and they just paint him silver, but he's just still like, hi, I don't know, I come back sometimes. This movie's great. I want it. Anywho, the administrator looks over and is kind of like clearly like looking around trying to find you, but everyone else is kind of like a shoulder above you. So of all people, it's Private Shortsight who takes off his hat because he's wearing a big floppy hat, and he waves it aggressively. And the administrator comes over and says, "Are you? No, I don't believe you're who we're looking for." And then he points to you, Atticus.
Who's calling out for Atticus Viz?
Says, yes, Trooper Viz, very good. Thank you. You have been transferred yet again, I'm afraid. We have a rather important mission coming up, and we will be requiring your services specifically. Assuming you are, of course, up to the task of, how did the commander put it, punching some orc sumbitches to death.
Yeah, I believe that's on my resume.
Excellent. I didn't want to have to look up your resume, so this is very good news for me. Excellent. Well, then, if you could follow me, please. And poor Private Shortsight's like, I can punch some bitches as well. And she just shakes her head and says, you will not be needed on this particular mission, Private. Goodbye. And she begins to lead you away. Do you think you'd say anything to Shortsight before you go?
Yeah, I'll give him a pat on the back with my big.
No one's ever
arm,
stolen
kind of
anything out of
hard,
here.
just,
Not in the whole history of
Don't worry
the
about
whole
it,
history.
Shortsight. We all serve the Emperor in our own special ways. I'm the guy who punches the orcs. You'll figure yours out one day.
Thanks, mister. That means a lot coming from you. Go get him for our most impeccableness. Yay! And you like he's being swallowed by the crowd.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not gonna miss having to say that every day.
So you were marched through the camp, getting I think like friendly nods from people as you go. Again, for some reason, the Glorious Regals seem to constantly be shifting units, so this is a fairly regular occurrence, and it means that you've actually worked with a bunch of these people at various times. They're just not necessarily people you're on a squad with for too long. So you are kind of brought to an operations tent, and you can see a bunch of troopers like taking off their stupid like formal gear and just like tossing it on bunks. And if I could kind of give you a general impression of these guys, this is like the Predator squad from Predator, where it's just like a bunch of fucking beefcakes who are all like hard ass, tough as nails soldier types. Yeah. Admittedly, people you feel very comfortable around, as you are one. But what you do find strange is they all seem to know each other, whereas you actually haven't met any of these guys before. But they're all clearly like stripping down and getting into their like combat fatigues. And you're greeted by the sort of squad commander who comes over. She kind of comes strolling over to you. And similar to you, she's got sort of two bionic legs in like a real kind of hardcore 40.
These great
like,
beasts know
mech
paths
like,
that you can't find on foot. They'll
beauty,
get you there fast and maybe show you
so
something
almost
new
like
at the
mech
same
legs,
time.
and she kind of comes stomping over. I think visually, think like Jesus, who am I thinking of here? Think like Michelle Yeoh, if she'd like been on the front for a long time. So similarly, like blast scarred, like muscly, and with these sort of like we'll say back hinged robotic legs, just so they're cooler. And she says, "You're Viz?"
That's right.
Excellent. I'm fucking field commander. I don't know fucking military ranks, and I hate making them up. So
I'll
she's
salute
commander
her
of
all
the
the
squad.
same. Viz
Great.
is low rank.
It's a good call.
He'll salute.
So her name is Karasit Skullcrawler, and she's like, I'm Sergeant Skullcrawler, and this is my unit. I understand you've been transferred here, and I appreciate you coming in such short notice. As you can see, we're the ones who do the heavy lifting, and from what I've heard, you are quite good at that. Is that correct?
Heavy lifting is one of my strengths, yeah.
Excellent. So take a couple seconds, gear up, get out of that ridiculous uniform, and be ready to deploy in about 10 minutes. We're being sent to the front.
Oh, I'd be only too happy to, ma'am.
And I take off the uniform, which had to be like the sleeve had to be removed for it to like accommodate my giant mechanical arm. And I put on much more familiar, much more comfortable clothes. These are my combat fatigues and chest carapace that I have. Enforcer-like carapace. Just want to get like the like the book definition of it down right. But I have some features here that actually affect like stats, but also like what it visually looks like. So this has been customized with spikes for when I'm taking melee damage. I kind of deal some back a little bit when I'm taking hits like that.
See you around.
I also have a feature called Intimidating Design, which is I have customized this armor to strike fear into my enemies, or enemies of the Empire. And so what it is a sensationalized, sort of sensational historical depiction of the God Emperor wielding his like sword of light, and the beams of light coming off of it are causing like the hordes of chaos to like recoil and reel in fear of his holy righteousness. And the beams they're carved into my armor, and they come out and they form the spike. So each beam of light comes out to actually form like a 3D spike at the edges of my armor.
That's rad as hell.
And it's
I'd
just
paint
very
the shit out of
crudely-
that.
It's very crudely carved in, like a rock carving almost, onto this carapace, and then kind of haphazardly like painted, not with like brushes, probably with like finger, and not probably with like paint, but whatever liquid I could get to put color into it, kind of thing. And it's seen a lot of battle, but I keep it on me.
And you did the carving yourself, and
I did the
painting
carving
yourself.
myself.
Okay,
Yeah,
right, excellent. All right, fantastic. And what is your weapon of choice?
It is my right
Smashy
fist. Coming at the end of it, I actually have a power fist installed onto it.
You sure do.
So I do a lot of smashy crushy with it. I also have a suppression shield that I carry on my left side. It's like a riot shield. And I have holstered on my hip a hand cannon.
Great. Okay, love it. So looking around, you're seeing like honestly people who would be similar to the role Marnie fit in her unit. Like you got someone with like a heavy bolter, and she's just clearly like checking, doing that all the badass weapons training shit, but for like big guns. There's a couple of slender guys wearing what looks to kind of be stealth camo with like sniper rifles, like long range needle rifles, and then just a few people with las guns. One guy actually carrying a bolter. It's very big for him, but he's hoisting it. But truly looking around, this does look like a hard squad. Is there any preparations you would make other than stripping down your armor before you go?
Maybe just observing the other people in my new unit. Is there? Do we have an insignia or a name that I would be made aware of if I'm moving from the Glorious Regals to a new unit?
So the Glorious Regals are the entire. It's the entire guard outfit.
Oh, okay.
So they're.
So they're still Glorious Regals.
They are, but within them, we will call them the. Just look at my names here. One sec. Actually, yeah, we'll just go with the skull crawlers. They're the name for their sergeant. She's a like I think once you hear the name, like you've definitely heard of her. She's seen a lot of combat and is one of those soldiers who is clearly trained with other guard units. There's a bunch of exchange programs to like make sure that everyone is reaping the benefits of each other's training. And honestly, I think you almost have a bit of a sigh of relief knowing it's her leading this unit, because for at least this mission, you actually have competent people on your side, which isn't always the case with the Regals.
I think that's what Atticus will be doing, is kind of sizing up the people that he'll be.
Yeah, finally.
sharing
Okay,
a
let's
bond
make stuff then.
I'd say a lot of the rank and file troopers, much like kind of a lot of the Imperial Guard units, they're trained, they're well-meaning, but they're also meat for the grinder. Like there's the joke when back when I was playing was that we always called lasguns flashlights because they just aren't they're not really that strong, but they are cheap and easy to make, and anyone can fire one. So you're used to that, and honestly Private Short Sight falls into that realm. Someone who clearly was either conscripted or enlisted because that was their best bet, but they're not they're not who you necessarily want, and you can't get that attached to them because the odds of them surviving are very low. These fuckers, on the other hand, look like an unpleasant bunch, but weirdly, they're kind of more like you. And what you've seen is usually every unit has a you or a Gareth or one of these guys. And it's nice to actually be assigned to a unit that's all
Inventory is full.
Because it seems like something might actually get done.
I'm just gonna make myself warlock.
You've been with the Glorious Regals your whole
Hoping
life.
the name I want is available.
Worlds, before finally being sent here to fight. This was said to be a high priority mission, particularly as the Khazarkin stormtroopers were pulling out. And it was a great honor to be handed this after them.
Okay, I can play as a high elf warlock.
Army. And honestly, for you took this as almost a personal victory because of the kinds of fighting you were doing. Clearly, the
Glorious Regals were being handed this opportunity or dwarf.
Like you're coming up in the world. Which is pretty good. I think we can also safely say that the Regals are a newer regiment. That the planet you hail from, the planet of Publius.
Sorry, Publius?
Publius. Pubius.
Not Poopius.
No, that's a different planet in a different sector.
Yes, it was all about lies.
The planet Publius only recently kind of reached the threshold for being allowed in. So I'd say you're kind of like probably second generation of people who've been brought through the Regals. So it's still pretty new.
Get
but,
back to blacksmithing.
Hail the Emperor, so on and so forth. Forces of Chaos, up to no good. So again, truly an honor and
don't come out of the shadows like that.
Squad.
Next time, give a girl some warning.
You've sized them up.
Have a good one.
Tyler, you can roll me please let's see, what kind of check do we think this would be? Just kind of for getting a sense of the capabilities of these folks.
What can I do for you?
I'm almost inclined to say like a streetwise, but you may not have any streetwise because you're a military guy. I would also take, well, actually, if you're sizing them up, are you sizing them up for skill or equipment, do you think?
Skill.
Skill? Okay, so let's go
See you later.
I guess let's just go with either perception or discipline.
I'll do discipline.
Discipline, great.
Yeah. Hands down.
So we'll say this is a difficulty of 2. We're going to give you a boost dice for the fact that everyone, like, there doesn't seem to be any skullduggery here. Everyone is just legitimately getting ready for a mission. So you're just, I think, observing, like, how well do they know their weapons? They look hard, but what manner of people are these?
Okay.
And that's it from my end.
Okay.
Oh, in terms of story points, for this one, we'll say 2 and 2.
Oh shit, I should have...
1 success, 1 advantage. Sorry, 4
When
success.
I was in Stormwind, I should have...
Yeah. Okay, so
Don't come out of the shadows like that. Next time, give a girl some warning.
Particularly, they all know their way around. Nothing's for show. Everything is practical. In fact, weirdly, with your armor, you are the showiest person here, which is rare in your experience. Of
Yeah,
course,
so is there
your
anything I can
showiness
make
has
with
tactical
2
necessity,
or
but
3
nevertheless,
ingredients?
it is strange. I'd say with your advantage, you notice that they do seem very cold, in a way that professionals tend to be. But after being with rank and file for so long, it's actually kind of strange. And I think, Atticus, that might actually be more of a have you gotten soft question than anything to do with these guys, because like between short sight and Gareth and everything else, like it's just odd to be in a room full of hard asses again.
Yeah, I grew up kind of with hard asses and
Yeah, I need to go
gritty fighters.
working level up now.
Don't come out of the shadows like that. Next time, give a girl some warning.
Let's have to go back to some.
The glorious regals were having kind of a negative influence on me in terms of my combat effectiveness. So I'll ask the nearest guy. I'll just gesture to him and say, "Hi, I'm the new fresh meat."
Where would you like to fly to?
Atticus V's.
Farewell.
Do you know what this assignment is all about?
He turns around and we'll say he's a like a Terry Crews looking motherfucker. He's one of the guys who's actually carrying just like a marine style bolter. And on a marine it looks small. On him it looks big, but he's handling it well.
Yeah.
And he just smiles and says, welcome aboard. Name's Dyrath Varder, and Vardar. Welcome to the Skull Crawlers. It's nice to have.
Yeah, I guess I need to bring my laptop to the cabin if I want to play this weekend, since I'm going away.
Skullcrawler was just telling us before you showed up. It would seem that we've got a report of.
And I'm using vanilla fixes and modernize tool or whatever it's called. So
a bunch of them have formed a mob of some
FPS
sort,
is pretty stable.
They seem to be after some high priority target.
Even though I'm streaming to 4 sites as well.
If it's enough to send a bunch of their hardest guys out, then must be something worth having. Besides, seems like a pretty good opportunity to take a bunch of high-powered assholes off the board. So, one of ours bid it on the last mission, so we're glad to have you on board.
Is there anyone watching that also play on this server?
Arm with the bolter,
and I'll like kind of flex it and just say, "It's gonna feel real nice, making a difference again."
Yeah, what, you've been having trouble with that? Rank and file regals?
Look, all I know is I've been doing my job killing orcs. A lot of orcs. And yet we're still here, and they're still here. So someone on the line, or higher up, ain't doing their job. Now if we're asking to kill some special orcs, that might push us in the right direction.
And he kind of like pats you on the robot arm, and he's just like, well, good news is Skullcrawler knows what she's doing, so you don't have to worry about that here.
Perfect. And I'll walk out.
Great. As you walk away, he reaches into his admittedly very manly side pouch / purse, and he pulls out 2 cigars, and you walk away. He's like, well, more for Dyrath. And then he just puts both of them in, lights them both, and begins to chomp 2 cigars like a hard-ass military guy in an 80s movie. You may have noticed the theme. So with that, Karasid, Skullcrawler comes out, and she proceeds to give you pretty much that same rundown. Intelligence from the scouts up front is that there's a unit of knobs, highly irregular for this army. We don't know what they're looking for.
So you want to be a blacksmith, eh? Grab an apron and a hammer, lad. Let's see what you got.
We should have it, not the orcs.
You're not bad, but let me show you a few tricks you might find handy.
Basically loading up essentially, Ryan, you would know the proper name for this. There's an open-topped, shitty, basically flatbed truck for the Imp Guard, right?
Yeah, there's a couple different, but they have scout versions of like chimeras or salamanders, I think they call them. There's like a scout salamander that's open tops. It's like a tank with like a driver, but it's like a tank truck.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the idea is
we need
that
to
you
figure out
basically
where
take
to
something
go.
heavy metal
Iron
up front
Forge,
to take the hits,
okay.
but it really is like a drive-in.
Let's go
It's
to
going to basically
Iron
spin around.
Forge.
You guys dump out, and the goal is
out quickly and easily. So
100%. Kind of like the Normandy invasion, right? Like the goal is there are a lot of orcs, and the ability for these knobs to disappear back into a mob is actually pretty easy.
Right.
So the goal is very much like once we get the location, we're just driving straight at them, dump you all out. You guys go to work. And then the vehicle will provide cover from kind of the rank and file as you do it. So as she kind of looks around, you have noticed that there is a lack of
So
melee
have to wait
fighters
for the
in
tram
this unit.
to arrive.
Obviously, Skullcrusher has like pretty great capability of like fucking kick fighting with these massive hydraulic legs. But you can see she also carries a modified flamer that seems to like she can basically, with the amount of hardware she's got, turn herself into a turret essentially, because like she can just plant and fire without really worrying about recoil. So she's got like a heavy bolter on one side, a flamer on the other, and you get the sense she'd probably be fine up close, but why bother when you could use your back jointed legs to mow the field. So with that in mind, it comes as no surprise when Skullcrawler says, so our fresh meat's going to be running up front. I assume you've had that arm long enough to be good with it. How are you with that shield?
Oh yeah, I mean, shield's been incredibly helpful. Keeps my face pretty.
And there's like a sordid chuckles. And she's like, well, we're a bunch of pretty mugs around here, as you can see, so that's good. I know you just joined us, so I don't want to put you in a position you feel uncomfortable with, but how do you feel about being the first through the breach?
That's where I'm most comfortable.
Good man. So she kind of like points out a few people. Basically, Dyrath is supposed to like kind of stay over your shoulder with the bolter. She and the other heavies will kind of hold from further back. Part of your job is to distract them from the snipers getting set up so that they can kind of essentially create like a nice kill vector. And then once you've enraged enough knobs, your job is basically, if we're talking in MMO terms, you got to get in there, pull the aggro, and then book it back to the track so that they can basically just shoot everyone who's chasing you. Because the odds of you killing a few of these guys are very high. All of them less high. So with that, they're ready to go. Do you have any last minute preparations you want to attend to?
No. Atticus is ready to die for the Emperor.
Fair enough.
At the Emperor's earliest convenience.
And Tom, I jumped online just to check. If they're well equipped, they'd probably take a Scorpius Dune Rider. It's an AdMech vehicle, but it's literally the tank version of the boats from Normandy. It's a giant rectangle that drives forward, and the front drops, and everybody storms out.
Perfect. Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Ryan. I knew you'd have my back. There's one other thing, Tyler. Just before you get in, you see Karasit kind of
okay,
eyeing your
where
arm,
is the blacksmith
like a little uneasy about it. And she comes over and she's like, "Listen, you've been working with the rank and file for a while. When was the last time you got that thing properly tooled up?"
It's rest assured,
What do you need directions to?
I'm
Which
sure it
profession
does.
trainer
Just
would
wondering
you
if
be
it's
looking
working
for?
as efficiently as you could? And she like does like.
Are you really asking me where the blacksmith is? Have you not heard of the Great Forge? All our best blacksmiths gather there to craft their weapons and armor. It's dead smack in the middle of Iron Forge. And that's where you'll find one of our most brilliant blacksmiths, Bengus
This
Deepforge.
little beauty came from, and I flex like the power fist.
What did he say?
Right.
My arm.
Bengus
I don't really
Deepforge?
know how it works, Mom. I just know that it works.
So she yells to someone, and like a very enthusiastic young mechanic rushes up. And she just kind of like nods to you and slaps you on the metal arm. She's like, "We roll out in 5 minutes. Make sure his fist punches extra good." And as she wanders off, so the small mechanic pulls out what looks to be a limited charge pack. She's like, "So, hi. My name is yep. Oh, thank you.
Watch your back.
My name is looking at my sheet.
Enthusiastic little mechanic. Is her name Balto?
Sure, let's call her Balto. Love it.
Our way down the alphabet.
Great to meet
Yeah, I like it. She's like, "Hi, I'm
Off
Balto,
with
and I'm
you.
very excited to help you punch things. Listen, this unit will overcharge your fist, so it'll be extra punchy. I should warn you that you'll only get one charge.
Hey,
so
I
make
don't
sure
have time to
it's
chat. My
when you
dad
really
wants me to
want it.
finish this
You know,
method.
if you're leading the charge, it should make that first punch extra
Ye have
good.
the look of a blacksmith
Right, so
to
use
ye.
it on the first
Soot under the
punch, is that the
nails,
order then?
steel in your bones.
That's what I would recommend.
Aye,
Because,
very much the blood of a
from what I've
blacksmith
learned
in your
from watching
veins,
boxing
which means you've
documentaries,
come to me looking
it
to
would
learn
seem
a
that the
thing or
first
two.
punch,
Well,
if
lad,
you can
grab a
knock out your
hammer.
opponent,
Let's
means
see
you
what
will
I
not
can
need a
teach
second
you.
one. But yes, this will charge up your first punch. or
Hey,
whichever
I don't
punch
have
you
time
decide
to
use
chat.
in a
My
really
dad wants me
cool
to
way,
finish
and
this
then you'll
order.
just be stuck with
How
normal
are
punch.
ya?
Well, all right, not for nothing, but I found that the last punch is most decisive when it comes to fights.
I was kind of hoping your first would be your last, sir. But it's up to
Let's
you.
find out. And I'm just like ready to go. Like I'm
Great.
like,
So she plugs it in, and essentially it just like mechanically she explains what in 40k terms would be like it's going to overcharge your fist.
Safe
In
travels.
like us as players' terms, it'll essentially give you 2 free boost dice on the first punch if you choose to engage it.
okay.
Is it activated by doing a Henry Cavill arm reload?
Oh, you're goddamn right it is. You got to roll up your sleeves first, though. That's very important.
Thankfully, my center of gravity is low enough that doing the arm reload doesn't just make me fall over on one side.
He died the way he lived, on one side, punching the ground. Now he's the Witcher. Okay, great. So with the upgrade pack installed, you board the Scorpius, I believe you said, Ryan?
Yeah, Scorpius Dune Rider.
Yeah, Scorpius Doom Rider.
Like a person, like a cool person.
Yeah, it sounds like a Harry Potter villain. I'm Scorpius Doom Rider. So yeah, you get in. They put on the equivalent of it wouldn't be
What
Rider
can
the
I do
Valkyries,
for
I'm thinking
ya?
more.
It'll be Iron Maiden's the Trooper.
Great, love it. Yeah, fantastic. And with that, the driver sitting in the back's like, "Hi everybody, I'll be your captain for today. We will be cruising at an altitude of the ground, and we'll be driving deep into orc territory. It seems to be fine weather for a drive, though, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy some Trooper." Blast the Trooper, floors it, and with a joy, I think that you only really get from riding into combat. You kind of feel the excitement. There's sort of cheering going up from the Regals around you. You think you can see Short Sight like waving.
I mean, if I really
Yeah.
climb up to see that edge,
Gold
I can, yeah. fair
rod
enough.
seems to be an easy thing if I find
into the field.
and learn how
The
to make
vehicle,
gold
proves to be,
or melt
not
gold. I mean,
tremendously, dexterous. It's just kind of plowing its way across no man's land. Luckily, the call for a barrage came at the same time to kind
See you
of buy you guys
soon.
some time and space. So there are other actions
so they
going on
make
around the
something
field to distract from like the one vehicle kind of infiltrating. Plus, the no man's
that is
land at this
better
point is
than
a
what I
mess. Like,
had.
as we talked
Huh.
about, there's kind of like a blasted line.
I
There's,
think
like,
I have everything
walls that have
except
been,
the
like,
pearls.
improvised 40k space walls that have been landed, which just look like cool metal things. But sure enough, soon you see Sergeant Skullcrawler kind of pointing, and you can see there's literally a gap in the wall, and you can see the sort of look of arc torches burning through it. Sure
Send
enough, there's,
Travis
you know,
one
you
gold.
see some orc activity behind,
Sending gold, they
behind
give
it.
gold
She's like,
for
"All right, everybody,
guild
this is what
members,
we're
one
waiting
gold.
for.
So
Let's go get those knobs." She goes, "God, it's such a stupid name. I hate saying it." So she calls a halt. The vehicle slams into a halt. The front flips down, and with a combined yell of like "Hoorah!" the heavy weapons guys flip over the sides, and you can see orc activity on the far side of the wall. Atticus, it's time to go punch some orcs. What do you do?
I look up to the sky, and I just turn around to the unit behind me and I say, "Sky of blue, sea of green, eh, boys?" And I just start running with my shield up and my arm, and just yelling, "For the Emperor!" and just run.
Amazing. Immediately, like orc fire comes like pouring through the hole. You can feel like bullets pinging off the shield. Nice thing about orc armaments at this distance. Orcs, am I right? So you plow forward, and in front of you, you can see a couple of orc boys with like torches and the big like hilarious goggles. They're clearly trying to shear the wall, and one of them's like, "Pardon me, lads. Looks like big guy's coming. Wah, wah, wah." And he kind of grabs an axe and pulls it up. So far, no sign of the knobs, but like these guys are right there. What do you do?
What's the distance between me and these fellas?
You're rapidly closing, so you're just like charging across the battlefield. So you'll be within melee distance momentarily.
Okay. If I'm not there yet, I'll open by unholstering the hand cannon and trying to fire off. If they're using cutters, is it like fuel cut? Like do they have like gas tanks on their backs?
Does. So basically, just to be clear, there is already an existing gap, but it looks like they're trying to make it bigger.
The Wildhammer dwarves might have fast steeds, but can those airy peaked griffins stand the heat of the Great Forge?
I did intend
I think not.
For kind of this action to be like, if you want to be within melee distance, you can be.
I'll just run up on him then.
All right, great. So you run up. There's two boys like directly in front of you, pretty hardy looking orcs. One is using the blowtorch to cut the wall. The other has picked up a choppa that's like a two-handed, something you'd make in like Dead Rising 2. Like it's just got like, it's almost like a Klingon
the paddle saw from
paddle saw kind of thing. Yeah, but if the saw blade went all the way down, so it's kind of got a big rounded edge, and he kind of steps into the way and says like, "Sky of green, orcs of shit. All right, let's go." What do you do?
I'm running with the shield up, and the arm is already cocked back, and it's just a matter of getting close enough for this thing to extend out. And
great, you're within range.
Okay, I punched that first guy so fucking hard. I'll use the boost as directed by the smarty pants know-how mechanic. Atticus, again, as long as everyone does their job, we'll be fine. So if the person whose job is to make his arm stronger says first punch is best, that's what he's going to do.
First punch is best. All right, go for it. So it's a melee attack. So that's 2 purple. From my end, you've got. I think based on like how you've just been dumped in and the fact that they're scrambling, I'll say I don't think there's any setback dice for this because like why would there be? They're just getting up and ready. He does, the orc you're about to punch is wearing enough armor that'll have to add 1 setback dice just for his gear. In this case, not so much armor as like giant saw blade that's hard to punch past. Okay. And then the rest is over to you there, bud.
Sorry, the Power Fist has a bunch of extra little things with it, so I just want to make sure I'm getting it all right.
Great.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I'll have to remember that special thing. The Power Fist is nuts, guys. So that's 3 successes, 2 advantages, 1 triumph for my first punch.
At least it would be if all the power in your arm didn't go out. As you swing it forward, there's an
The Wildhammer dwarves might have fast steeds, but can those airy peaked griffins stand the heat of the Great Forge? I think not.
Suddenly you have dead weight that just collapses.
I don't have the flight path.
Wrench backward. The orc in front of you looks shocked.
Go to the toilet
and that's when you hear the call behind you to open fire. So the Skullcrawler unit is opening fire on you. The orc is only carrying melee. Your arm is dead. What do you do?
Now they're opening fire because I'm supposed to lure the orcs back. Like I'm the decoy. That is
the plan. But the fire, you seem to be fully in the kill zone. Like they're opening fire directly kind of at you and the breach.
Then I guess I push further forward to get through the breach.
Can you roll me an athletics check, please?
Yeah.
We'll say difficulty of 4 because your arm is damn heavy if it isn't powered. You're gonna kill that mechanic.
And I'll use
story point.
I'll use 2 story points if I can.
You can only use 1, I'm afraid.
I thought we could use a bunch. Okay. 1 then, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Thank you. So that's 3 advantages.
Okay. Yeah. So I think 3 advantage is enough for you to kind of like wrench the arm forward and kind of throw yourself behind the like into the breach, but kind of behind the
Here, let's go all the way to Dunmorrow.
So weirdly, now you're on the orc side, and quickly looking around, there's these 2 orcs, and like there's a couple of others who are like grabbing their like they're the 2 who are firing through. There's not a knob in sight. This looks like just like 5 orcs, and obviously the orc line behind them. But they all kind of point at you and are like, ah! So they start to ready their weapons. Meanwhile, fire is pouring through. So one of them gets blown away by heavy bolter fire. And you hear Dyrath just yell, "Come on, man, this will be a lot easier if you don't run."
I just shout over the wall, "Who's running? Come and get me."
Fair enough. And you hear Skullcrawler be like, "You heard him. Go get him." And the troops begin to move. Meanwhile, the orcs are upon you. So you have 1 orc with a close combat weapon, 1 orc with a blowtorch, and then there are 2 remaining since 1 just got blown away by blaster fire or by bolter fire. Meanwhile, looking around, you can also see there does seem to be on this side of the line, the ground seems to get a lot more uneven, a lot more broken up. There does seem to be sort of a crevice in the ground not too far from you. So I don't know if your plan is to try and fight the orcs and the skull crawlers without the arm. If it is, we can talk about what your options are there. But if you're looking to escape, you don't know what's down there, but it's probably better than this.
I'll have my shield up, kind of warding off whatever's attacking me at any given moment, and I will make my way over to the crevice, but I won't drop right away.
Okay, great. So if you could please go ahead with athletics again as you drag. The orcs seem momentarily confused whether they're meant to fight you or the people charging, screaming with guns. So you have bought yourself kind of a moment of clarity. They likely like fire 2 at you and then go back to firing through the gap. So the 2 ping off your shield. Let's see where you get to with the arm.
That's still 4 difficulty, right?
I'm going to say that since you succeeded quite handily last time, we're going to drop it to 3. This is less an immediate danger situation as well. It's going to be dangerous soon, but it's not as dangerous as all of the fire pouring through the gap.
1 advantage, 1 failure.
Okay. So you're making your way there. It's tough going, but with the advantage, you're able to kind of like keep the orcs at bay. You're nearing the gap when you hear a horrific twisting sound of metal as Karasit boots over the wall, a section of the wall, which crushes one of the orcs.
I'm really looking forward to play the new Halo game as well, since you have 4-player cool.
She just sighs and says, "Again, real sorry about this. You just shouldn't have been that good." And then with her other leg, she boots the guy with the blowtorch at you and whistles, and one of the snipers hits the tank. So with your failure, the tank explodes, blasting you and what's left of the orc into the crevice. You like pinball off a series of walls. So I'm going to need, please, from you, sir, a resilience check, because this is fucking rough stuff. And I will also say you may have armor that will deflect a bit of this. but that will be 4 points of damage wound-wise from the explosion.
Can someone remind me again the difference between soak and defense?
You subtract your soak from injuries. Defense adds challenge die to your opponent trying to hit you.
Okay, so so defense doesn't come into account here then?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, again, I've just got a bunch of stuff to look through. Just
Yeah,
to make
man,
sure that
you're playing a
everything's
brand new character for the very first time. It is all good.
Okay. And you want that resilience check. At what difficulty?
Difficulty 3, please.
Okay. 5 successes, 1 threat.
All right. So you're a tough son bitch. You ricochet off these walls pretty well. Eventually kind of using the shield to kind of help wedge you a bit and kind of slow your descent. And finally you fall kind of out of the bottom into a cavern. You fall for a not inconsiderable amount of time before hitting something metallic and banging off it, and then rolling, kind of doing a full arm flip down the side before finally crashing off the edge of what seems to be an old transport vehicle of some sort, and landing in the middle of the small campfire that Valentine and Marty had set up. So landing in like a puff of ash and smoke, you kind of rise to your feet and see a massive woman holding a gun. Laura, what gun do you think you'd be? What gun do you sleep with? Like, what's the one you just always have on you?
I sleep with my hell gun.
Great. So hell gun pointed at you, as well as I assume Ryan, your pistol.
Yeah, I think by default the pistol would be raised.
Yep.
But the moment he sees it's a person, it's that like gun forward to like gun up. They just do that twist to the wrist so that it's no longer aimed.
And
I have to yell first, like, "Are you an orc?
No.
Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Inquisitor Lucius Valentine. This is my new companion, Marnie Schwarzenberger, and we're going to save the Emperor. I believe you may have lost your way?
You're an Inquisitor?
Yes, that's true.
Is there, any way you can prove that?
Well, I do have this, and he just produces his inquisitorial rosette, which is also the necklace. So it's got the symbol of the Inquisition, and you can like press a little button at its bottom, and it's like a little hollow pops up with like the inquisitorial logo.
At this, Atticus stands at attention with his mechanical arm dead at his side, but like as best as he can, he's standing at attention. And he just says,
"It is an honor, sir. The Empire needs your help."
Well, I'm going to tell you that the Empire also needs your help, my friend, but I'm afraid we should probably leave because apparently people can fall from the ceiling. So maybe we should move on and then we can all get to know each other.
Yes, sir. It might behoove you to know that I came down here by way of treachery within the ranks of the Glorious Regals, a unit here on Vicodin.
Well, I pride myself on not lying to those that I'm going to ally with. You've now been seconded to the Inquisition, so you're free from your obligations to your former regiment.
Just chest puffs up, just so fucking proud right now. Can't believe he fell down into a cave and just got promoted to the Inquisition.
Wonderful. So we are going to remove the rogue trader that leads this world. But along the way, if we can sort out any treachery and heresy within your regiment, I promise we'll do our absolute best.
And with that, Valentine, you notice there seems to be an override unit that has been plugged into his mechanical arm. So the same way you would like flick dirt off someone's shoulder, you go over and just kind of like tap it with your chainsword and flick it off of his arm. And it's slow to boot back up, but slowly the feeling comes back into your arm, Atticus.
it just comes kind of into shape, into a rigid form, kind of joining the rest of Atticus's body in a stiff salute, like standing at attention. Yeah, actually, as the arm gains function, it like slowly jerks up to a
just do a
salute.
Proper fucking naked snake finale.
Yeah, and he's just beaming. He's just so fucking happy right now, and he says, "Inquisitor, my name is Atticus V's, and I am at your service."
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. And he'll pick up the override unit and then just like pocket it, because technically it's the only piece of evidence he has of the treachery against Atticus. And he'll say, all right, so our overall goal is to escape the battlefield, get behind lines and find me a medic, followed by defeat of a rogue trader. In the short term, we are being hunted by a group of knobs. Atticus, do you have any experience hunting or killing knobs?
Yes, I do, Inquisitor. Yes, I do indeed.
And
Marnie?
Marnie just kind of like looks at him, just like, yes. it's like and someone else who will kill orcs, kind of thing.
And it would seem, Valentine, that after a particularly rough morning, it might in fact be a glorious day for the Emperor.
This episode of the Valentine Heresy features Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter as Atticus Vase, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter as Marnie Schwarzenberger, and our Game Master Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and the Valentine Heresy's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ads use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. We have merchandise available at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice. And most importantly, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Ave Imperator, and death to all the heretics.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christian Menicola, Long Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, Charles Grams, Christopher Little, Olin Anderson, Sue One, George Dolby, One True Artistry, Orion Birchfield, Lord Obradovic, Noel Lewis, Scott Garland, Anthony Griffin, Zekin X, Jordan Neesmith, Benjamin V, Gavin and Abby McDonald, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.
Oh, next episode.
Welcome back to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. I am Inquisitor Caveat Ventus.
Wait, I did the same mistake. I didn't pick up the flag pack.
It's my report on the Valentine Heresy, an actual play podcast set in the Genesis adaptation of Warhammer 40,000's Dark Heresy RPG. This report features Game Master Tom McGee, Ryan LaPlante as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine, Laura Elizabeth as Marnie Schwarzenberger, and Tyler Hewitt as Atticus Vase. My report shows that Inquisitor Valentine discovered yet another new follower behind the orc lines of Vicodin Prime. Atticus Vase, formerly of the Glorious Regals, was betrayed by his regiment and fell into the Inquisitor's company to the delight of Marnie. How will these three survive a fight with a squad of knobs? Find out in this episode of the Valentine Heresy.
After action report submitted by Sergeant Skullcrawler. Wasn't easy. He was a tough son of a bitch, but we got him. We always get him. Underneath, an important note is added, report so far unverified. So, in the caverns, beneath the rolling hills and glens of Vicodin, a new inquisitorial party has been born after the tragic loss of Alto, Lyric, and Haldren Blackhand, as well as Acri the pilot. Valentine, you found yourself a willing and seemingly very capable inquisitorial unit. Which is good because
the entrance to
your immediate needs are great. You are badly wounded. You are wildly undersupplied.
Grim Reaches. Let's just go there and find it eventually, I guess.
So, I'm gonna say that. Pardon me, my voice got all froggy for a second there. You and Marnie actually rested up for a night before setting off. So it's not like you met and then 5 minutes later a guy fell from the ceiling. As humorous as that would be, I hate coincidences like that an awful lot. So Ryan, you can go ahead and recover, we'll say 2 wounds from, I think, Marty, you've been keeping yourself alive for a real fucking long time down here. So
hell yeah.
His wounds are pretty egregious. So this isn't a permanent solution, but it is a not terrible temporary solution. And I also just don't want Valentine to like fall over because.
Oh, here it is, I guess.
Like Marnie's not that smart, but she knows enough to like.
Oh, for sure.
Field wounds. You
and
know?
anyone who's also like realistically, anyone who's stayed alive this long on her own is fully capable of like. It may not be the most medically accurate way, but it's actually probably a pretty effective way. Just hurts a lot. It's fine.
Yeah.
Having spent a long time in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, like digging bullets out of my shoulder and then just lighting a cigar to burn them shut. Like, it's cool. It's not smart science. It's science. Great. So the 3 of you are packed up and ready to go. Marnie, you've charged up your pack one last time from the depleted energy of your vehicle. Valentine, is there any preparations you would do in the cave before setting back out?
He'd record an updated log of everything that happened in Eugene. Just for himself, not in terms of like committing his like crimes he's committed, but just in terms of like what the mission is and what needs to be stopped. Because I feel like Eugene is kind of his backup for a lot of things. Also, if Marnie had a bunch of bodies and loose armor and shit that she's been using for repair, if there's any way he could put together a suit of body armor, I think he would. He's been wearing like essentially like a carapace breastplate, which has been his like ceremonial armor that keeps him like protected while he's going around. But this is a friggin' war zone, so he would not object to like armored pants or a shirt trying to make a more full suit of carapace. I don't know if there's enough to do that. That's just something I think he'd look for.
Yeah, totally. So sorry, 1 second, I'm in the wrong doc here. Let me pull up my sheet. Ryan, I'm gonna say if you could please roll me I'm gonna say a survival check to kind of piece together improvised armor. It won't be great, but it'll be something.
Cool.
Laura, how much of the gear have you cannibalized? How much do you think would still be left?
It's like bits and pieces. But I had my entire squad, right, to kind of pick from.
Yeah, but a few of them, like, I would argue a bunch of them died out of cave, like when you were out hunting. So yeah, but I mean, realistically, there were a bunch of suits of armor. So
yeah, and I'm not like, I didn't like take like full pieces, probably like.
Okay, so then Ryan, I'm going to say this is a difficulty of 1.
Okay.
Yeah, difficulty of 1. Also, because you're all back together for the first time, I'm going to say story points. We're going to stack 3 and 1 in your favor.
Cool.
I'm going to use a story point.
Thought you might. I will give you 1 boost dice for Marnie's help, given that she kind of, I think, as a military person who's been like living a weird castaway life, you probably have a pretty solid understanding of what is and isn't available here.
And I think I've been trying to like repair my armor pretty efficiently in case I had to keep going for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think Atticus would be of any assistance necessarily because he just fell from the ceiling. Atticus, I will say you can recover 1 wound from kind of, I think, having the restraint off and just taking a quick breather while they piece together the armor. We'll say that the armor thing was happening overnight, but I just want you all to be a little fresh for what's next.
Just a casual stroll back to HQ, right?
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. There's an elevator at the end of this. Honestly, it's just bad level design on my part. At the end, there's just an elevator straight to Glasgow Vicodin's office. And the entire
Emperor's there.
Yeah, everyone's there. Like you walk in, the record skips, and they're like, "Oh no, we're guilty."
So Tom, I have a tremendously weird roll for you. I have 7 advantage, but 1 failure.
That is a tremendously weird roll.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
man, you find so much armor and don't know how to put it together, man. It's crazy.
Okay, so I think what we'll say with that then is I'll offer you a bargain of some sort, I think.
Of course.
Laura says disgusted.
Yeah.
These always turn out so well.
I mean, they could. Okay, here's what we'll do. Ryan, I will either give you +1 defense to ranged and melee, but it'll cost you half your strain.
Okay.
Or, yeah, actually I think that's it. That's the deal. Largely because in thinking about, based on what Laura's already described of how Marnie's cannibalized the gear, it doesn't make sense to me that you wouldn't be able to piece it together. I think it's more so it doesn't fit. So you can wear it, it'll reduce your odds of being shot and killed, but it's like wearing an oversized breastplate. Like, it's like if you put on like a knight's breastplate and it didn't fit. So it's actually like kind of exhausting, and it's much different from what you'd normally. Also, they're stormtroopers, so like they're used to this. You haven't been trained for it. So yeah, basically it'll just so like half your strain to kind of pay for wearing it. Otherwise,
done. He does not plan to get into combat. He is so injured that he's basically intending to use these two as they're meant to be used, which is they fight, he can shoot, and kind of stay in the back. Because if he's up front, he's dead.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is basically like when the Secret Service has to throw a flak jacket like around someone. Like, it's like, there's no time for you to wear this. Just hold this. Hold this tight. Great. So, so you get a big stupid. You manage to kind of. You look a little bit like a scrawny kid wearing football pads. Like, it's just everything's a little too big. But definitely for like not getting winged by a bullet that'll kill you. This is a good call.
Yeah. So he's a little Michelin Man-ish under his inquisitorial storm coat.
Yeah, I'm thinking the storm coat is kind of like Mob Dawn over your shoulder, like the shoulder pads now, so it's just kind of like weirdly hanging off you rather than looking like proper.
Yeah, like give him a cigar and look like a bad Usarker Creed cosplay. Deep cut model reference, I don't care that any know, but it's a very good joke. All right, so
I know somebody that does. Get at me with love, that model Twitter.
Yeah, so I'd say his plan basically for moving forwards is he's just got his refractor field is off, but he's almost walking with his hand on the button to turn it on because it sparkles a little, so it blows stealth. So he has to walk without it if they want to sneak at all. But anytime, like if he hears like if someone coughs loudly, his refractor field is activating.
All right, awesome. So as you set out into the cave system, Marnie, you know the way back up to the surface because that's for the last little while. What precautions do you think you would advise them on, and/or Atticus and Valentine? You're again like thinking very much a cave system with high ceilings. A lot of these kind of occasional glimpses of the sky through these kind of large holes that Atticus fell through. But yeah, I think by now you have, let's say, 3 routes back up to the surface. But what's kind of the order of basically, what's the plan?
I think Valentine
Finally,
would
I have the
probably
same
be, like,
level
ready to
as
activate his
blacksmithing
refractor
and
field by
mining,
using
and
his
I can
auspex that he has, 'cause he has his
level
own
in the same zone
auspex, which is like a
by
standard
killing
for the
stuff,
area to try
doing
to
some
keep track
quests.
like it's a cave system, so it's not perfect, but the idea is like it's the tracker from Alien. Is their movement, is their life sign. So I think he'd be more on like a paranoid watch front and let them do like friendly rear guard with weapons.
Yeah, Atticus would enthusiastically take point.
I can't answer that yet.
Just as a shield or meat shield, even for the Inquisitor.
Right.
Yeah, I think I would. You can guard the Inquisitor, but I think Marnie would be like, I know every single blind spot. I know every single position where we could be open. So it would just be like, me go first, spot around corner, ensure that like no enemies have infiltrated this cave system yet, and
okay,
she's very tactically.
So from an Overwatch standpoint, weirdly, I'm getting this idea kind of Valentine essentially being like, you got to move the cargo, so he's like slowly moving.
He's the payload, yeah.
Yeah, he's the payload. Yeah. Thank you. Tyler is a good player in Overwatch, so he's on the payload. And Laura, you're scouting up ahead.
I'm out of range.
The system, in as much as if you needed to fall back, there's a punchy man like there. So it's not, I think, what ultimately Overwatch will be, but for this particular scenario, it's 100% what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Makes sense, everyone? Great.
Yeah.
Okay, and Laura, my other big question for you is, over the years that you've been living here, would you have built like Schwarzenegger and Predator style traps throughout the cave system, do you think?
Of course, because I mean, she has to sleep at some point.
Yeah, fair enough.
And she wants to sleep soundly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Marnie really, she's like that classic military. It's like sleep, you have to like sleep when you can. So it's like, it's basically like, if she was an advanced character in The Walking Dead who made it to like season 10 and like has all of the traps set
just
up.
Carol. She's just Carol. Like I've seen some shit and no walkers just show up. No, fuck off.
Oh yeah. No, I don't have high enough.
That's a new character thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Cool. Well, that's great. You'll get your own spin-off.
Yes, I'll just run around killing stuff here and
because I think her
what
squad
I can.
would have had like integrated aspects in their helms, she could have like during the game something like around the area to be like basically triggers.
Oh, that's fine. Sure. Okay. So, Laura, to establish how well, and again, I think the argument I'd like to make here is that it was tremendously good at some point. We're rolling to see what is left of it now. At this point, after having like survived for so long and like, you know, in a classic like.
Oh.
At one point it was perfect, but like people have triggered these things over the years. So like, let's see. So let's go ahead and roll. I'm gonna give you the option. It can be. I'll give you survival, tech use, or vigilance.
Oh my.
I'll take survival.
Okay.
Okay, if this is gonna be the new standard, I'm gonna
okay.
And
remove
to count
it.
For time, let's say 3 setback dice. Now, keep in mind, you aren't rolling to see if you're safe right now. You are leaving these caves, so it's not a huge deal if this roll goes badly. I'm just curious kind of what's left of your...
First death, I guess, to PvP.
Just checking to see if there's anything I can use to help with this, because my cunning is not very high.
I will say... no, I don't think they can help you on this one, because this is really a you thing.
It is a me thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you know, sometimes you just gotta roll the hard whatever that phrase
the
is.
hard, well, normally it's a hard 6, but given that these are like, sometimes you gotta roll the hard small triumph symbol and a couple advantage symbols and ideally a success symbol.
Fuck me.
Sounds good.
We win.
2 failures, 2 threats. But at least there isn't a despair.
The Emperor is saved. You did it. You did it, everyone.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so...
sorry, guys.
No. This makes more narrative sense than anything else. As you're making your way through the caves, you can see, I think, Atticus and Valentine.
Oh, he was 39, that's why he had much more DPS as well. Yes.
You can tell when like a spring-loaded spike trap has been like reset a few too many times. Like basically, it's the overused toothbrush of survival techniques, where just everything is a little too threadbare and bald to really get the job done anymore. Because again, if you'll remember, like Marnie was basically like prepping for like, this is my last stand. So you know, you're on like in a survival wave game. You're deep in the waves, but like it's cool. It's time to go. So unfortunately, a lot of these traps seem pretty busted. The auspices, you can see Marty kind of flicking them, trying to get them back on. They're like cracked helmets, and all of them seem to be powering down. Valentine, this is concerning to you. I think largely because with gear this worn down, the odds of the orcs down here are not insignificant. Atticus, I think for you would likely respect that these traps exist, but also that they're busted.
Yeah, I think it would spur the question now. How long have you two been down here?
Well, I've been here about a
Hello,
decade.
Outposts.
I believe Marnie's been here about a decade.
They have
So,
opened the sign-ups permanently for now.
Well, that explains it then.
All right, so I
Explains what?
Oh, the shape that these traps are in. Clearly, they've killed a lot of orcs.
I just kind of look around and like, yeah, they are bullshit.
All right, as long as we all agree. Now, normally I'd ask both of you questions about perhaps your goals, the future, etc. However, I do believe there are strong odds that the orcs are already in here, and this Auspex has
It's too far
incredibly
away.
limited range. We should probably focus on moving to a medic, obviously not from the glorious Regals. I would prefer someone unaffiliated with any regiment. Unfortunately, if one is turned, we can't know how many are involved. Can we get behind the wall? Can we get behind the lines? Is there some way we can do this without having to, for lack of a better term, throw around a rosette and let you shoot a few people?
Atticus, in your time with the Regals, you never went behind the laser field wall. From what you understand, and I'm sure you could convey this to everyone, but it's almost a feudal world in there, with a few modern enhancements and that sort of thing. But if anyone has ever, this is like a really weird East Coast Canadian reference, but like there's an Alexander Keith's beer tour you can do in Nova Scotia where it's just like they all dress in old timey gear and pretend it's like the fucking
King's Honor,
distillery from then. You get the sense that the Vicodin factory is kind of that. It is very much meant to be
with you.
a bit of a tourist destination. It's supposed to be like, we do things the old way, the right way. So no, the army is kept completely outside of that. So unfortunately, it's in terms of medics, you would know it's people on the base right now. Now that said, there's the base, there's the front line. There are a lot of different places that you guys can go. That might be as like I think Atticus would have a hard time marching back to HQ, but there's a lot of other places you could march without having to flash them percent.
Can't cast that yet.
The Viking historic rock is something of a historical heritage site here. So it's been preserved. We don't have much personnel going in and out of there, but there are plenty of forward operating bases that we should be able to make contact with.
So from what I've understood, you were betrayed for being too effective against the orcs?
I mean, I don't know, sir. I know one of my mates, one of the fellow troopers,
Gareth Scarhouse. He was a good soldier, but he was asking questions and snooping around about something, checking in on rumors. I wasn't really sure what happened or what he was looking into, but he was executed, sir. Very shortly after the fact, I found myself downrange of the Skull Crusher unit, and they were firing on me, telling me to come out and make it easier for them.
Are there any medics you're personally familiar with, or some forward operating base that you believe to be perhaps the most reliable?
I feel like Atticus would know some medics, given his frontline position. Is there a name a name and a location that I can give to Valentine here?
Yes. There is of the kind of various forward operating positions you've battled in, you distinctly remember Calesti Eris is a doctor, a combat doctor. She's a veteran of several campaigns. She's one of the old guard. And of the definitely like.
Are you gonna play this as well, Outposts?
And as a result of this being on the front line, helping people like getting people prepped who are about to go out, fixing people come back, and is just kind of like a gateway, but one of the more active combat zones. So I haven't exactly mapped out like how all these combat zones work, but we'll say it's the forward operating base C, so FOBC.
And what was that doctor's name again, Tom?
Calesti Eris. So yeah, the other thing that you know about her, Tyler, that would probably lead you to think she might be the one to go to is, like you, she seems like someone who doesn't really give a shit about rank or tactics. She's just literally like, this is a horrible metaphor, but she's basically like a Subway sandwich artist who's just like, my job is to get you in and out of here as fast and efficiently as possible. I don't really care if the Subway's I'm just throwing all the meat and cheese on it, and here's all your fucking veggies. Get out. Next. Let's go. So if you just sneak someone through,
that's still
Okay. Then I'll say Callist Eris. He's a good, reliable sawbones at forward operating base Charlie. She should be able to help you without asking too many questions. She's always quite busy. FOB Charlie sees an awful lot of action.
Well, FOB Charlie sounds like it's at the end of the lines, close to, shall we say, the knife's edge that we sit upon. Thanks, Emperor. Quite a place to put us. If we can get there, it'll probably be the shortest journey possible. And then we can get the treatment we need to move on to more important things, like saving the Golden Throne and the Imperium. So, we've got our target, we know where we're heading, we know where we need to go. Now let's just get there alive.
Yes, sir.
So, as you continue to move through the caves, unfortunately lacking any proper indicators of where orc activity might be, you finally start to reach the top. Now, I'm going to say, Marnie, you have 3 exits you've used over time. You have one that exits out onto the cliffs, sort of a high perch on the cliffs. You have one that exits out into what was once a nice wooded area. Now it's been down for supplies, but it's still fairly active with orc activity. And your initial one, which puts you out pretty much inside an orc encampment. The orc encampment one was, I think, you had some very early success there, but they've definitely become aware of it. So you haven't used it in a couple of years, but you are aware that it goes there. The forest is good because it has cover. However, orc war machines often roll through there, and there are constantly kind of gathering parties. The cliffs are easily the safest place to exit. However, they do require you to scale the remaining height of the cliff.
What's the name of this place?
It would seem that the orc air patrols are out in high number right now. Which of these three paths would you lead them through? Or would you open it up to them for their...
I would open it up because Marnie is not the highest ranking person here.
Fair enough.
Therefore, she will not make this decision. So I opened up. Tyler, what was your rank again? I forget.
He doesn't have like trooper. He's general enough trooper.
Okay. Trooper, Inquisitor. You have 3 options to get out of here. We can either use the cliffs, but then we have to climb down. And the other
Oh fuck, that's an elite.
I can't cast that yet.
I'm dead.
And then we have the encampment, we can go right in there. Now they haven't seen me come through there in many years. They may not be expecting us, although they will be there. So if you want the element of surprise, then perhaps our best option. But it is not the safest. It is up to you to decide.
Well, do we have any climbing equipment whatsoever? Because I don't.
No, sir.
We have.
Okay, well, I don't want to sound... Oh, sorry, Marnie.
We have our hands and our legs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I do have those as well. Yeah.
Well, as a person with their intestines as much out as in, I'm going to say strong pass on the climbing. I don't think we'll survive that without gear.
Hello, Trish call. I just haven't tried, or well,
Heavily.
I know we can't play or less protection as well. I just haven't gotten the gear. I literally have no shield or one hand at the moment.
But looking at your armaments, we do have a plasma gun and we do have a power fist, which means I think we would have a shot against vehicles as long as it's not a Stomper or some other Gargant equivalent.
What the hell was it?
If I may, sir, I'm more than happy to lay the hurting on some orcs, be they in a camp or in the forest, but if the forest is a throughway for them to be moving vehicles, it's not a fixed position, is it? Probably not as heavily guarded because they're not staying there, sir. They're moving through. Might even be able to get ourselves a set of wheels, eh?
I don't think rank is going to tremendously matter now that you are a member of the Inquisition. But congratulations, Captain. That is an excellent idea.
So fucking proud. Just like he somehow grows 3 inches.
Do you salute every time you're like?
Yeah, I'm thinking about switching to protection so I can easily, or
I think he salutes
easier,
because it's his first time saluting.
make it easier to find the dungeon.
So I think that feels really good.
Now, the other thing we should note, friends, is you're both used to following the Imperial Guard chain of command. As Inquisitorial agents, you have graduated beyond that. Your rank is higher than any member of the Imperial Guard, except me. I will give orders to you, and you will obey those orders, and I cannot be countermanded. I speak with the Emperor's voice, which means when you speak on my behalf, you speak with the Emperor's voice. You don't have to kneel. You don't have to salute to others unless it seems, cordially appropriate. You obey the Emperor's law, and the Emperor's law are my orders. Do you understand?
This is the greatest honor of my life.
I know it is pretty viable, because you can still do some damage and then take a lot of damage.
So he takes a minute to
So,
digest chat and then just
I know there's one guy in my guild that
let's go to the woods, friends, and let's try to claim
goes that
ourselves
route. I think he's
to FOB Charlie and meet this Celesti.
this guy, I believe.
The Emperor's provided you both, and the Emperor always provides for the righteous.
It's funny you say that, because if you're talking about Mork and Gork, they sometimes provide for their righteous too, which is what the sound of the explosion back at your camp indicates. You hear the walls begin to rumble and suddenly...
So it should definitely work. And then you have the bonus of being really or getting faster into dungeon.
I need to talk. Valentine Heresy features Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine. Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter as Atticus Vase. Laura Hamstring at Neil Hamstring on Twitter as Marty Schwarzenegger. And our Game Master, Tom McGee at McGeeTV on Twitter. This episode sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstring, and Valentine Heresy's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is The Horns by Megan McDuffie, and our ads use the tracks No Control and Chips by Jazza. JAHZZAR. Available at musicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. We have merchandise available at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice. And most importantly, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice.
Those websites were confusing.
DUMBDICE. Ave Imperator, and death to all the heretics.
Only 15 more mining points, then I can finally get gold.
Christian Menicola, Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, Charles Grams, Christopher Little, Olin Anderson, Sue One, George Dolby, One True Artistry, Orion Birchfield, Lord Abradovic, Noel Lewis, Scott Garland, Anthony Griffin, Second X, Jordan Neesmith, Benjamin B, Gavin and Abby McDonald, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.
Still have 52 MS, even though the server has doubled in size. It's nice.
I need to target something first.
Welcome back to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium.
It's
I
too
am
far
Inquisitor Ventus, keeper of the Inquisition's Black Library, and this is my report on the Valentine Heresy, an actual play podcast set the Genesis adaptation of Warhammer 40,000 Stark Heresy RPG. This report features Game Master James Plante as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine, Laura Elizabeth as Marnie Schwarzenegger, and Tyler Hewitt as Atticus Vase. My report shows that the Inquisitorial band had fled the safety of Marnie's camp. Marnie suggested a route of egress. Atticus established his tactical acumen, and Valentine declared his companions Inquisitorial agents. Will they survive their escape in the woods and successfully steal an old transport? Find out in this episode of the Valentine Heresy.
From the Xenos dissection files, titled On Topic of Knobs.
That's still
So the interesting thing orcish is their propensity for taking the biggest, scariest, and deadliest weapons they have and just grafting them onto their bodies. It seems quite crude and yet quite effective. We still cannot quite tell how their machinery works, and yet the things that normally would take an entire suit of power armor to run, they simply stitch into their arm. Truly fascinating. Somewhat primitive. Nevertheless,
it was...
let's take a close look at how this technology works. It could perhaps be quite useful. But of course, useful. You're in the caverns.
703 people online.
Marnie, for quite some time, and you're on your way out, finally. It's
it's finally time to bring the vengeance of to the fight, and also to be empowered by such a high, lofty mission as helping an Imperial Inquisitor is most excellent. And I think as you hear the knobs racing kind of up the cavern,
the peak was 870.
You're met with kind of a strange, almost nostalgic moment, because I think you'd spent a lot of time imagining and considering your death and what that would look like, and that glorious last stand.
I need to get.
And it's against these very orcs who are now racing to this, but unfortunately now you actually have some wins
ready yet,
because you have better things to do. So it's one of those weird situations where it's like you get exactly what you wanted, but like a year too late, and you're like, oh, well, this would have been ideal.
Better
like
things to do than die.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, some kind of 0070 type. You have no time to die. Presumably coming soon to a streaming service near you. That said, you spent a lot of time thinking about what this fight would look like. How do you imagine Marnie thought this final fight with the knobs would go back when she was just kind of living around a campfire, living the dream?
I think there was like, I think what she always envisioned was that she would do like some incredibly like heroic act, like a big like last stand that would like take out all of her enemies and probably herself, but then miraculously, maybe because of her loyalty to his holy whatever god emperor. She didn't say whatever. I'm just like, fuck, what do you call him?
Yeah, and this weekend is probably gonna blow up.
And like she would be saved.
Oh, okay. So the plan was, wow. Okay, that's great. That adds an interesting layer to this. So the plan was like, I'll hold out as long as I can. Like you're basically like those people who, when there's mass evacuations, who are like, no, I'm gonna hang out on my roof. God's got this, and you're like, boat, and they're like,
a little bit, but also like throwing shit at the hurricane, being like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
Right, just like firing bullets into a tornado, being like, fuck you, tornado.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, amazing. Well, let's see. Maybe the Emperor sent Valentine to sort this out.
They said if they suddenly would like get 50,000 players trying to sign up, they would close it because that would make
I think with a squad
that would make or start. I guess we would have started seeing queues, and I don't want that.
On your way to Forward Operating Base C, in search of the Dr. Calesti Eris, to put the inside bits that are currently on the outside back on the inside.
What you call it?
However, before you could reach the surface, you heard a bunch of Marnie's old traps go off.
Claws,
so you could likely scrabble kind of up through the crevice into the forest.
Only way for them to stop signups again.
You would likely be caught mid.
I don't think that's an amount.
Perhaps the worst case scenario you can conceive of is getting up and out.
I don't think we will see that amount though, hopefully.
With a bunch of people who are just yelling shit behind you, to alert every possible orc to engage. So it seems like one way or another you gotta solve the knob problem right now. The noblum, if you will. The noblum. Oh fuck, it's right there. It's right there, and I just left it on the ground. Oh, my therapist is gonna hear about this next week. Marnie, for you, this is a pretty golden opportunity because
kick stream.
Killing orcs is your business, and you're good at it. Atticus, given your kind of stance on duty and kind of on efficiency, what are you thinking? Because basically, I think what I want to set up is that the three of you wouldn't have had time to plan what your response to these charges would be. So I feel like
oh shit, I don't have much points.
Your character would know how to do, in the hopes that what the other characters are doing is similar. I assume Valentine, I'm sure will do that. But
What the hell?
What do you think
It's a paladin.
He knows that his the whole reason we're trying to get FOB Charlie. So I think he would deploy his riot shield, his suppression shield,
I can't do that.
and mission possible cock his turn. Get to cover, sir. I'll hold the bar here.
Excellent work, friend. Valentine's agreeing as he activates his refractor shield that pops up. And what's around top of here? A stalactite?
Yeah. So to set the scene, basically, so think you're kind of up a natural kind of rampway towards. That's likely, admittedly, been supported by people coming and going, both as well as orcs. Behind you, there's
that was not
really
worth it.
jagged cracks that you can feel fresh air coming through. You've got that beautiful sort of highland mist drifting down through the crack, bringing with it the smells of the forest. You can see that it's pretty close, but it's one of those things that it's not like a video game where you're like, oh, I'll just push the button to wedge between these two things and I just come out the other side in a couple seconds. It's one of those awful things that cave divers do a lot, which scares the shit out of me, which is oh yeah, you basically just need to take off your oxygen tank and drag it behind you as you contort yourself around spiky bit. It's possible for all three of you, even with your armor, but it's
I needed 155 to mine gold.
You don't want to get Winnie the Pooh, just get halfway in and then just pummeled by orcs. So the rampway leads down to sort of a large flat expanse with stalactites, stalagmites, the whole deal. We'll say from where you're standing looking down, off to the left, there is a sheer drop that kind of leads deeper into the caves. It's unclimbable without tools, so there is kind of some options there. The orcs are coming up from sort of far ahead of you, so I guess let's use the crack as north. So from the south, back the way you came from Marnie's camp. So they'll be rounding the corner soon. You do have a couple minutes to prepare, but basically in terms of cover,
jump down there.
You get partial cover from
Not yet.
rock formations. Absolutely. There's the area down low. There's the ramp, and there's the crevice, and then the drop.
What the fuck?
All right, so we are up high. They've got to run up a ramp towards us to get to us, so they run around a corner. Okay.
Yeah. So thinking about this as talking about this as a straight line. They are coming from one side. You're basically the end of the road, so they have to come up the same side. You guys did yet. Unfortunately, I can't cast that from the rolls sort of used up. Yeah. But it does mean they're it's not so trying to gap just block it and make a choke point, but it is far enough away that it's basically two range bands. This is a small space. It's a big, so you can have a fight in space. Great. Does anyone have
they're long aggro range.
Yes, sir. I've got a rank grenade right here. Something from home.
Toxic. Do you have anything particularly nasty we could bring out here? If you don't mind me asking. Marnie?
I have a plasma gun. I'm not gonna keep track of this accent. I'm so sorry. I regret it already.
Arnold Schwarzenegger also can't keep track of his accent. So
Fucking hell.
It's fine. Just lean
It changes scene to scene. You just have to embrace it.
Do you not have one of the phrases to get you into it? Can't say
try good day, mate. I'm gonna use one of the other
it was, are you an orc? That was your phrase. It doesn't make sense, but
This is bullshit.
I don't want to twist your arm into doing it if you really don't want to. But it really is.
I'm gonna have to start every single sentence.
all right, friends. So here's what I'm thinking. Atticus, if you were to hold the place down here, sorry, just guts on the outside. If you could just stand here with your shield up, that'd be great. Hit them with the grenade as they get close enough. Marnie, if you could, my man, perhaps go over to, let's say, the right, because there's not enough man. Sheer drop on the left. I'll go further up so I don't get charged, and I'll shoot from there. Marnie, you shoot. Atticus, you hold them here. Marnie can countercharge, and if necessary, I can come down and join the battle. Does that make sense to everyone?
Perfect sense, sir. Stand here, kill them all.
Well, I'd say they're probably in range the moment they come around the corner, so no need to hold back, you know? As soon as you see green, put a hole in it. Last thought, you've probably experienced this yourselves. God, guts really belong on the inside, but... Okay, just shoot the biggest one first. Whoever's in charge will always be the biggest one, and then the rest of them will be unsure about the hierarchy, so we can work our way down. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
I will shoot the big orc.
All right, I'm going to take up position. Everyone get ready. Hold where you are for the Emperor and such. And then he'll just go back to take up his position, hiding further up the ramp.
At Valentine's, like, very, like, hurried and somewhat casual for the Emperor, Atticus, like, just bellows, "For the Emperor!" It, like, doesn't go anywhere or anything, but he just stands there and, like, raises his fist.
I think, like, Marnie can't really be bested. She's seen that, like, people are making, like, you know, devotional statements. So I think she kneels and very, like, seriously makes, like, the sign of the Aquila. Like, it's very sincere.
It's a far cry from, like, whatever, don't touch my brother, and
All right, you're both doing great. Combat time, though. Let's focus on kill for the Emperor. Let's pray for him later.
Healing is like praying twice.
Oh, I'm so glad I found you too.
And with that, the first flash of green appears around the bend, just around the river bend. Laura, can you please roll me a perception?
Yeah. Perception is cunning. Okay. What is my difficulty?
Right, that's the game we're playing. I'm gonna say 2. And I'm gonna give you 1 setback, which will make sense in a moment.
Okie dokie. Just make sure if I've got any talents for perception.
Tom, the Inquisitor would probably still be using his aspects. Can we throw most away for that?
Yes, it makes sense. But
Okay.
Sold.
You're getting the classic, like, swarm of pings. Just getting closer and closer.
It's the too many dots coming in off of the edge of it.
Yeah, exactly. Laura, I'm sorry. I'm going to change up. I was giving you perception, but I think I misjudged what this should be.
Okay.
What weapon are you using?
I've got my plasma gun ready.
Okay, so I assume that's ranged heavy,
Not
correct?
too long,
Oh yeah.
or not long until we can start watching the football match between Norway and Iraq.
We'll use that.
Range
That's the
heavy?
skill.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep,
I like that. Still at 2 difficulty, 1 setback?
that's correct.
Okay.
I wish I could jack the stats to appropriately match the higher skill you have for this, but it is logistically just a 2.
3 successes, 1 advantage.
Okay, excellent.
Marnie likes her ranged heavy.
So you're hearing, like, and I think, Marnie, you would certainly be versed in auspices. I don't think you would use one, because that would take a hand that's better used for shooting and supporting guns.
I mean, technically, I have one, like, built into my helmet, but I don't think it probably would work at this point.
That's fair. Yeah, okay. We'll say that you can get it online easily. Regardless, you're getting, like, the pings, and you can hear them from his auspics. For the purposes of this check, we'll say you do the Luke Skywalker thing, and you just, like, click them off on your helmet because you're just ready for this. Also, shoot the big one is, like, your favorite sport. And you're psyching yourself up. You know, you're gonna pray twice for the Emperor. This is pretty great.
Yeah, only 5 more points,
finally,
and I can
the
start
glorious
mining
moment of
gold.
Battle arrives, and you know, if we were watching this as a film, we would see your armor-clad finger do that like wrap around the trigger thing as you just get ready to fucking like melt whoever comes around the corner. That said, as soon as you get that flash of green, and with the amount of successes you had, this will work. You realize that your aim is off entirely, which is strange for you. But the area you're aiming at has no green. The green is lower. And as you move your plasma gun down, you see not massive knobs, but a swarm of Gretchens. Just little grots, just rushing in, screaming. Now, these guys are like if you put a goblin from like Dungeons and Dragons in the dryer, and they just shrank down a little bit. Like think like if Dobby was green. Like they're just these ropey little motherfuckers. And some of them have pistols, and like when I say pistols, I really mean like fucking revolvers. Some of them have like little choppas. But perhaps most concerningly, a bunch of them seem to have fuses. And they are screaming as they run towards you. You get the sense it's maybe a war cry, but also maybe terror. Either way, they're running directly at you. And there are a fuck ton of them. So given how well you rolled, you can roll to hit. You're also using a plasma weapon, so you can probably blow up a few of these guys. But
I would hope so.
There are a lot.
From the back, I think Valentine would just scream like, "Aim for the explosive ones!"
I mean, honestly, when you're using a plasma cannon, everything's an explosive one. In terms of story points, you guys have had a bit of time to prepare and have been like using Marnie's traps and things to stay ahead. So I'm going to say 3 and 1 in your favor.
Okay.
Just to start things off. Excellent. There are approximately 15 grots that you can see, possibly with more running up behind them. Marnie, what do you do?
Is there time for me to like call for instructions? Or is this like they're going to be on us?
No, they're so the 2 range bands away. So you'll basically have like they have to move. In one round, they'll be able to reach you because they're just running. They're not doing anything else. But they are far enough away now, and because you guys like prepared for this and decided to like hunker down, yes, you can call back.
So I will call back and say, Inquisitor, we have an unexpected squad of stupid.
Aim for the explosive ones! I thought it was clear! He just yells from the back. Because there are ones with fuses running at us.
Fine. and I shoot.
Laura, can I ask Marnie a question?
Yeah.
Do you think this is awesome? Or do you think this is... It's your famous catchphrase.
Bullshit.
There we go. Just want to encourage you to really lean into this. This is bullshit. Great. Okay, so go ahead and fire. They are. It's going to be.
This is bullshit.
They're far-ish away.
Who are you? I'm your father.
Little tiny guys who are running in a swarm. I'm going to give you a boost dice.
But I am you.
It actually being harder to hit.
Okay.
Given that you didn't discharge your weapon over their heads on that first check. If you would like to aim at the ones with fuses, who are clearly explosive.
God damn, there's a lot of mines here, ores here.
Setback. Because
holy moly.
I think I have something for this.
Oh, dope. So many things to learn.
Sorry.
No. Like for me, like as the GM, there's a bunch of things I don't know yet. So I'll just be like, cool, it's this. It's like actually I have robot eyes. Oh.
And the thing is, oh god, this is just like so different from anything I've played. So I have to like.
You're blind this whole time.
Can't cast
This series ending.
I have a modified stat. When I aim, I get the benefit of aim.
Okay. So a maneuver.
I can't cast that.
This is something we have to do. But maneuvers are basically your moves. So in D&D terms, it'd be like, yeah, show me a move. It'd be like, all right, I move once and then I do this.
Oh, it's
if you forego your
behind
move,
here.
you can do things like aim. So basically, just understand that it isn't like anytime I shoot, I naturally get aim, but you are standing stock still, so you can 100% take aim.
Okay.
I will also tell you that aim stacks. So if you choose not to shoot and aim twice, you would add 2 boost dice to whenever you want to fire.
Okay.
But in this case,
So in this case, so I
your
get to
stock,
basically automatically aim twice, so I get 2 boost, 1 setback.
on
right?
and yes, and then you get the additional boost I gave you from it being strong with a big gun.
Okay.
Like polar opposite of a sniper rifle, but with this it's just like
All right, that's pretty good. I'm ready to go.
Isn't ready.
well, I mean, with that amount of cockiness, I'm going to spend a story to drive one of those.
Oh wait, no, this is my maneuver, right? Am I waiting? I'm aiming.
No. So sorry. To be clear, no. This is like these are weird nuances that we haven't hit very often. So your maneuver is part of your turn.
Oh,
It's just
yes.
normally a maneuver would be like I move or like I take cover or I do a thing. You're using your maneuver to aim, which is great. I'm just going to spend a story point to jack up the difficulty because it sounded like everything was coming up Millhouse, and I can't let that happen.
Fuck,
so
I gotta. Fuck, man.
your frustration with Valentine, like not listening to your tactical data is, I mean, Inquisitors are cool, but like Kasserkin discipline is such that you ask your commander can do a very specific instruction. Like the yelling is very distracting. Cool.
Okay, so I'm upgrading one of them, right?
Yes. One of the purples to a red.
Yeah. Okay, now I can roll.
Go ahead.
Okay. Whew. 3 successes and 1 threat.
Okay, great. So, and what is the damage? I dread to ask this, but what is the damage?
The damage is 12.
And you had 3 successes?
And I had 3 successes. I've got Pierce of 5.
Okay, that is very relevant.
And I've got... I didn't get a crit, so we'll leave that. We'll save that for later.
15 damage with 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
Were there 15 of them?
The plasma blast, just like the superheated energy, the coils heat up, and it's just that classic like Star Trek warp nacelle thing. It's just like pulsing energy through coils, and you know, I forget the challenging piece. Very operatic, and it always plays.
I can't cast that.
There's just a Rot running, and he's got a bomb, and he's like, "Hey, this may not be
the Chariots of Fire song."
Let's go with that. I was thinking of like, it's like very nice and melodic as opposed to heroic. But for the Grot, sure. So the Grot is just running. He's got Chariots of Fire going. He's like, this might not be my day, but maybe it is. Maybe this is the day that Zigzag Sword becomes the hero he always knew he could be. Just like his skin turns liquid and falls out. As he falls forward, and behind him, one of his fellow sons trips over him, and he's like, "Hey, I was running to a different side." And then the bomb explodes, and there's a chain reaction of exploding rocks. Just spraying blood and tiny broken dreams across the walls of the cavern. And you hear like thudding footsteps behind them, and suddenly an orc slave driver comes around the corner wearing like a red leather hood with like he's got like a long like double prod, almost like a tuning fork, and a whip. And he's like, "You lot better have blown all them up, or Gork's balls, what the fuck happened here?" which brings us to the top of the round. So, in terms of initiative, I need please
I can't That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
And is this with no challenge, Tom?
This is just a pure
I need to get
check
closer.
so that we can figure out what the goal is.
That's 2 success and 4 advantage for Valentine.
That's exactly the same for Atticus.
Okay.
I've got 2 successes, 1 advantage, and 1 triumph.
Well, you're up first, so that makes sense. This all tracks. Okay. So Marnie will be top of the round then. So that was Marnie's round. Valentine and Vis, given that you're both Atticus, given that you basically decided like your job is to like guard Valentine, I feel like rather than having you guys like roll off or determine it, it's something to the idea of just like, nope, I'm the wall. I get that.
I would agree with that as well. Valentine's injured and he's further up the ramp from Atticus, so I think it makes sense to be third.
So Atticus, there was a massive explosion as all the rocks an orc slave driver runs around the corner. He's just astounded. Run the squishy rocks at the big scary people. Didn't work. What do you got?
What's his weight? Is he long, medium, short?
He is at this
and I'll fire.
So you'll be arranged for 3. You have 4 available to you. I'm going to give you 1 for having hybrid. He's also just standing there. It looks like very kind of like but it's not like knob up. He's like a standard orc. It's often like jerked and plates on it, but he's not heavily armored. That makes sense.
Okay.
Do you need it for a
yeah, we need to decide that. But I don't know.
Ready.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he has which means sorry,
That's still recharging.
Oiled armor.
No.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, I think as a protection paladin, I would have survived
So
that.
many grots to make it.
I don't think Pierce helps
I
me
might
the
try and
chance to hit.
Change to that soon. Just have to get some.
Yeah.
So it's
it's
not
on
Get the shield on one
Let's see
hand.
if I hit anything. No, 1 advantage. That's it. It all washed out to 1 advantage.
Okay, so with your 1 advantage, what would you like to do? You can give boost to Valentine.
Yeah, he's
since
next,
he'll be
so
going next.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll treat it narratively as like obviously like my intention is to hit, but I think it'll almost be like a warning shot to maybe make the guy like kind of like rear back a little bit or like falter in avoiding the shot.
Sure. Yeah. So he like the shot goes wide, hits the ground in front of him. He stumbles back, but it means he's kind of flat-footed and back on his heels, and a much more inviting target for Valentine. Do you say anything to Valentine?
Nope. I'm working.
Right.
Yeah,
dig it. Valentine.
Valentine, who's in position with his bolt pistol raised in one hand and his chain sword in the other, activates his microbead and says, "Sorry about the alley. Forgot I had these. Used to working with non-professionals. You're both doing great work on the Emperor's behalf today." And then he just pulls the trigger and tries to blow away the slaver. So let's see what happens. Tom, what's my difficulty? He said,
You're using a pistol?
I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah, so 3.
Great.
You get one advantage from again being like in position aiming. You can use your maneuver to kind of boost. Sorry, Tyler, I forgot to mention that. You have,
and then I've got 1 carry.
Yeah. So the whole.
That's still recharging.
Setback.
I need to target something.
The amount of pain you're in.
Okay.
You got patched up a little bit, but given that you still haven't got proper medical, and it's like from the airplane crash and climbing and running, I just want to make sure we're actively tracking how much this wears on Valentine.
Interestingly enough, though, Valentine has a tempered will, which allows me to remove one setback die inflicted by critical injuries, the disoriented condition or fear. So he's just stone cold hard as hell.
Yeah.
It's the John McClane effect, as one could refer to it. All right, let's see what happens.
One will.
That is 1 success and 2 advantage.
1 success and 2 advantage. What is the... Does that activate the crit?
Oh, it does, actually. Goddamn, bolt pistols are nasty. All right, yeah, so I will activate the crit. So...
Roll of critical injury.
Yeah, so I do 11 damage, including the success.
Die again? What the fuck?
I have Pierce 2. And it's also Vicious 2, meaning add 20 to your die roll on the critical injury chart.
No, I survived.
Awesome.
And I'm sorry,
God, I
Ryan,
love
what was the damage?
11.
11. And it was Pierce 2?
Pierce 2.
Great. All right, so okay. So go ahead and roll. Do you have a?
Okay, I'm gonna try to find the town.
D100 kicking around there, sir?
I can in a moment.
Seems I found it.
All right, let's see what happens. So D100.
You're just gonna find the inn and log out there.
Okay, I rolled a 72, which jumps to a 92.
Since it's getting really late here.
Amazing. So he takes an effect called At the Brink. Target suffers 2 strain each time they perform an action until this injury is healed. Good times. So you blow a hole in the side of his like guts. So he's still up, but it's one of those like it's usually like like the second last henchman before a boss in a movie where he's still like staggering forward. But there you can see through him. Like he is.
Well, I guess I will see around on the server.
And is looking like his eyes are like defocusing. He's
Where the hell is the inn?
Looking around a little vexed. Which brings us to his turn. Walking forward to the platoon theme, he looks at all of his dead grots and he considers, his lot in life.
Yeah,
and the fact
there
that
it
of all the
is.
jobs an orc boy could do, you decided to do the most reprehensible one and go into the grot slavery business.
Great to meet you.
It's really not that cool. He realizes, looking around, like, could have been an artist. Look how beautiful all this grot blood on the walls is. He could have done something like this without blood, with paint maybe. But instead, he chose to be an asshole.
Oh, so these are the Wildhammer guys.
Staggering
Cool.
towards you with his, like,
They actually expanded the story with them.
He realizes that he'll never have a chance to do that as he takes
Yeah,
2
I'll just
damage
log out
steps
here.
forward, which was all he had left. So he staggers forward 1 step and then just falls, just full on like tree falling over timber to the ground,
catch you around.
Dead.
Tree's gone.
It was a great turn for him.
Or is it Tri's
He really should
gone?
have had that
Cool.
injury solved.
Well, good night. Have a nice day.
At which point, the knobs arrive. So top of the round,